Greetings and welcome to Talk to Me America, show number 2. I'm doing it again. It was so much fun last time. I figured I'd do it again just for you guys. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. We are brought to you by Here's What I Heard. I am ldghwih, your hostess. I hope you guys got some good phone calls for me today. But until I get a few phone calls, I will actually give you some breaking news. This came across my feed about 20 minutes before I started the show. They actually found the man guilty. Once upon a time, there was a man that was not getting enough attention. Or he felt he wasn't anyway. So he decided to write himself a nasty letter and send it to the studio in which he was working. A pretty good job for his type of acting. And that wasn't good enough. They were all like, well, okay, yeah, it happens to everybody, whatever. It's like, oh, darn, I didn't get my raise. I'm not a victim enough. So he goes out, and we find out in this trial, he goes out and he finds 2 people that agree to beat him up for money. That sounds pretty sadistic to me. But he finds these 2 people to beat him up, and then he lies to the entire world about who beat him up and why. As we find out, he even had a trial run. Now, in my opinion, this is why most actors shouldn't be trying to be directors. I mean, most actors can't even think on their own. This is, he has script wrote for him and had everything written out for him, all the directions, everything like that. He was pretty good at that. But this, and he came up with it. So, and of course, all the people that were involved, including people from CNN, if you can believe that. So they found him guilty on, 6 or 7 counts for falsely reporting a hate crime against him in 2019. Well, Mr. Smollett, all I have to tell you is you lost your job. You lost your credibility. You lost a bunch of friends. I don't think you're going to be able to work again, not in the realm that you were working in. Nobody's going to trust you anymore. Tell me, you got your 15 minutes of fame. Was it worth it? Was it worth it? I'm sorry. I didn't believe this from day one. First of all, Chicago MAGA country. That was a new one. That was a new one on me. Secondly, 2 o'clock in the morning, I can understand the munchies, but there was still such a thing as Uber, I think, and all of that. Not to mention the fact, who in the world goes out and searches for people to rob or abuse and in, minus 20 below weather? Thank you. Coffee. Hopefully we'll have coffee together. Let's see if everything is working. Let's see. Yeah, it looks to me like everything's working pretty well here. I improved a whole bunch of things. I'm sorry, though, I'm not going to be able to do Discord. Discord was actually still taking up too much bandwidth. My phone company, or whatever it is they call it now, my utility company, tells me that we'll be getting fiber optic back here soon. Of course, that word is relative. It could be tomorrow. It could be next week. It could be 10 years from now. So I got to make do with what I've got for the moment. So please bear with me and share with your friends. Make sure to tell everybody to come and see ldghwih, your hostess. But anybody, if you got some, I know everybody's got something to say about this dude right now. In fact, this has been much anticipated, and I was really surprised that I got to break the news to you. Of course, I saw it coming across my feed, so you probably saw it right before I did too, or as I did, if you pay attention, or if you're following a bunch of people. So again, in case you're new here, I'm Lord Goddess, and I am doing this mostly for the freedom of speech. I've seen so many things throughout the last 2 years, because previously I had just pretty much not paid any attention at all to any kind of media, movies, or anything else like that. They just ended up being silly, and a lot of times they were just so unrealistic and not enjoyable. I always felt I was sitting through a lecture, and of course some of the stuff I was watching I lived through, and when they talked about it on the news, it wasn't what happened. So I stopped paying for it. That's usually a good way to save a lot of money, and I also started saving a lot of grief at that point. But again, as a normie, I wasn't really paying that much attention to it anyway. At that point, my own business, Koof caused us to lose our business. Koof made our health problems and things like that. So here I am, and welcome to everybody that's here. And of course, this is the place where the world wants to know what you have to say. So in a few minutes, call me. You can see my number right below. It's scrolling below now, in fact. You can see my number where to call me. I'm sorry I'm not on Discord. That actually takes up way too much bandwidth at the moment. So I will be adding Discord again once I finally get fiber optic back here. Okay, is there a way we can petition or picket AT&T to get them to work a little bit faster? Because they had these things dug, and they put the wires out. You can see them sticking out of every corner in our neighborhood here, but they're just sitting there. They've been sitting there for over a month. So now what? All right, make sure you share with your friends. Let's see what else we got. I've got a few heroes of the week. I also have a few idiotic things to show you. I've got a few opinions on, well, let's start with Mr. Seth Rogen. Once again, this is one of those people that, this guy to me is the result of making stupid people famous. Because he's literally famous for this right here. I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can find it. This is what he's famous for. First of all, what's so fucking funny? What's so funny? And I wonder, he first got ripped, and I guess this was, again, a publicity stunt. He say anything or do anything to get attention to his next endeavor, which ends up being quite the flop so far, but we'll get to that in a minute. Seth Rogen ripped for downplaying crime in Los Angeles as life in the big city. Well, first of all, that may be the case, but that doesn't mean we have to like it, and that doesn't mean everybody there can afford it either. New York Post, of all places. Seth Rogen is getting roasted online for chiming in on YouTube star's car being burglarized in Los Angeles, saying that that's life in the big city. So, I wonder, he said something about having his car broken into 15 times and getting a little treat. I wonder if each time that it happened that he... That is the dumbest laugh I've ever heard in my life. I never thought it was funny. I never thought he was funny. In fact, some of the premises of some of his movies were downright disgusting. So he's one of those poo-poo humors, I guess you could say. That's his forte, if you will. So, dude, I've lived here over 20 years, Rogan replied. You're nuts, ha ha ha. It's lovely here. Don't leave anything valuable in it. It's called living in the big city. I think people already know not to leave anything valuable in it. Right now, people are just doing it to do it. Of course, they're going to take what they can find, if they can find anything, and some people still do forget to leave things and not leave things in their car and everything like that. But, again, that doesn't make it right. I don't care how many times it happens, and I don't care how many times these stars say, oh, no big deal. Well, I guess not if you're worth $80 million. But But somebody like me, I'm trying just to get some better bandwidth so I can talk to you guys. But he's going to tell me, oh, that's life out in the country. Shut up. And of course, he has a mate, or not a mate, but a partner in his new, in his new movie. I'm not going to play that for you. I'm sure that's been played to death already. I'm even sick of listening to it. But we have his good buddy here. This is somebody I would never take any advice from. And this is why.
Again? What is so delicious about that? That is fair at best.
Ew, what the hell? She thought that was funny. And I can't believe that after that bit of comedy, she's not... Well, like I say, you haven't seen a whole lot from her, but that's disgusting. So again, two people that pretty much are famous for being stupid, if you ask me. And of course, this is probably why their very woke HBO special is going down the pooper. Has gone down the pooper. Now, like I say, you've seen all the ratings. I'm sure you've heard it all over and over and over again. I'm not going to rehash all of that. But I had to put my 2 cents in there about that. Because like I say, to me, this is the result of making stupid people famous. Here's some more stupidity, if you will. Now, I can't even begin to imagine, but the guy in this is a hero in my opinion. Woman reveals that she faked her own wedding, complete with lavish venue, stand-in groom, and a professional photo shoot, in a desperate attempt to get her ex to text her, only for him to ignore the faux matrimony. I would venture a guess that this is why he's your ex. Not to mention the fact, I was going to say, if that was your ex-husband, you sure are wasting the money he probably has to send you. She has way too much time on her hands, way too much money on her hands. I mean, look at this. Oh, the picture didn't come up. Oh, here you go. She even made a meme about it. That's how nonchalant she was about it. She must have all kinds of money. I'm wondering about the fake groom. I mean, look at these pictures. Oh, yes. You're just so cute. Don't show his face very much. Kind of hides his face a little bit. So, yeah. What? This is, like I say, this is probably the reason why you are his ex. And kudos to him for saying, never mind. What is it that some people say? You don't marry crazy? I can't think of anything crazier than that. But she got what she deserved, in my opinion. Let's see, what do we have next for you? Now here's something that's a little bit scary and probably, well, science fiction coming true in a kind of sort of way. Of course, they don't explain anything other than this, but I feel like if they keep this up, we're going to be up to our eyebrows in nanobots. World's first living robots can now reproduce, scientists say. And it looks like they don't reproduce like you would think. They don't have relations and etc., I would venture to say. Oh, hello, Anthony. Good to see you're still doing it and keep it going. Yes, thank you very much. I couldn't do it without folks like you. I appreciate it. Please share with everybody. I'm trying to do the best I can here. I'm sorry if it's a little bit slow. My bandwidth isn't that great, but I'm still going to keep on trucking, baby. All right. Anyway, we found xenobots that walk and swim and now they replicate. Basically what they do is they were made originally out of stem cells from frogs, African clawed frogs. They basically will gather up a bunch of cells and replicate themselves to turning themselves into looking like and acting like the parents. And in a day or two, they start doing the same thing. Like I say, how do they stop these things? Because if they keep this up, and they seem to be replicating fairly rapidly as far as that goes. I don't know. How apropos is that? A Pac-Man? Even our science has become game show or gaming or whatever. All right, let me know that you're out there, everyone. Hi there, everyone. I can't see the chat on Odysee. There it is. I see. I gotta have a bigger screen. I'm keeping track of a few things. I definitely want to make sure that I let everybody know that I can see them out there and they're here with me. Let's see. Pastor Shadley. Hey, Pastor. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Red Dawn Radio. Good to see you. Good to see you. 451 Actual. Could have put a box set of that show in an unlocked car and no one would steal it. Yeah. That's hilarious. And you're probably right. I got to tell you, the first time, what was it? Almost the first thing they said on the preview of that movie was like, really? You know, this is supposed to be a fun thing, but he'd rather see an R-rated Christmas movie with a bit of, what did he say? A touch of feminism? That was more than a touch. And actually, to be honest with you, if he really wants that kind of thing, he just needs to dress up a dominatrix in a Santa suit. You'll get just as much for your money, I think. Let's see, what else is everybody saying? Let's see, Wage War. If you're sending him into battle, you better be putting on a helmet for that soldier. Okay. Of course, also too about the Jussie Smollett, we found out a whole lot of things that I just didn't want to know. Was that really? Well, actually, that sealed his guilt, I would believe, but that could have been redacted from the public anyway. Like I say, I know it happens, but do I have to know about it? I mean, just the fact that you say that's what you are has already let me in your bedroom. Essentially. So anyway, yeah, let's watch out for these nanobots. Now, my brother had talked about this. He was a pre-med student, and he wanted to go into this kind of medicine. But he thought, and his thoughts on it were that he could literally make people, like, live forever. Because the nanobots would go in and be like your antibodies. You could put them in the person's body and they would go right in and take away all the cancer and everything like that and make sure it gets wasted. Or they could reconstruct your skin, or they could reconstruct your body. Anything that happened. In fact, if you break a bone, the nanobots go in there and they stitch it all together and you're healed in a couple of days. Things like that. So he definitely could... yeah, you definitely could live longer as far as that goes with nanobots. But it sounds to me like we're getting ready to be drowned by them. Because this isn't... They can reproduce and stuff, but do we want them to be reproducing like they are now? And is there any way to stop them? They haven't said anything about that. You know, when you call me, let me know. I think if you think this is like the beginning of... What do they call that with Terminator? Whatever net that was. So yeah. Let's see. Let's see if everybody's talking. Everybody's talking at me. Let's see. Never put... Yeah. That's what you get for Craigslist dating. Not me. Oh yeah. Okay, him. I know you're teasing, Red Dawn. All right. Let's see what else I got for you. And you guys can call me anytime. If I see it ringing, I'll go ahead and answer it now. There's plenty more stuff to go over, though. So much happened this week. Well, like I say, we were watching very closely the Jussie Smollett trials. Not hearing a whole lot about the Ghislaine Maxwell trials. Of course, I'm pretty sure that since Comey's daughter is the prosecutor, do I need to say more? If you know who I'm talking about, that's the guy that Trump fired because he lied to him, told him he wasn't being investigated when he was, and etc. And something about this was something else I couldn't believe either, that people were actually going for this. Everybody knows that Trump is an absolute germaphobe, right? The man barely and has admitted that he doesn't want to shake people's hands or anything like that, but he does because that's what you're supposed to do when you're running for office and etc. But to have somebody actually come out and try to convince us that he paid people to pee on him. Another reason why I don't believe any of those people anymore, and why I'm doing this, because a lot of times if you try and rebut it or anything like that, they silence you. So we'll see what happens. Something else I've noticed recently. You know how that side, if you will, basically from everything that you can see that they're doing, saying, enacting, making into laws and everything like that, they essentially... Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't really stand Sarah Silverman either. And of course, after the dog licking thing was like, yeah, no. That's okay, Red Dawn. I love you anyway. I love everyone. I don't care if you hate me. That's your problem. Whoever it is. I do have a few haters, but I've just told them, hey, bring it on. Either bring it on or F off. Because I don't have time. And I don't have to put up with your shit. But anyway, these people on the left, or should I say the Democrats at this point and everything like that, from what they're doing and enacting and everything like that, they want power over everybody. But the thing that I've noticed is that they want us to do all the work for it. They want us to subjugate ourselves. They want us to voluntarily take these, whatever it is they want us to take. They want us to voluntarily wear these masks to protect everybody else in the... What's going on here? Talk about some lazy dictators, if you will. So this is why all we have to do is stand up, and that's the reason why I did this, so people could call in and at least get their voices heard, because I know that not everybody can do what I'm doing, and I'm just one voice. So I'm trying to gather everybody together. I don't know how inspiring I can be. I do my own thing, and I'm my own person. I've had a lot of people tell me that they admire the fact that I could care less what anybody else thinks. But all that matters is what you think. I have to live with myself. I have to pay my own bills. Nobody else has to do that. So if you don't like the way I live, or you don't like the way I am, mind your own business. I don't care. I can't believe more people don't think that way. So anyway, Jen Psaki gets up there and claims that we need to do more, which is, again, things they want to force us to do after all of their failed promises. Now, I think I remember, let's see, what did Joe Biden say? One of the first things he told us was that he was going to cure cancer. I haven't heard him mention it since he's been installed. Have you? Let's see, what else did he do? What else did he say he was going to do? Oh, he said he was going to get rid of this Rusvy. But, I still see it around, don't you? In fact, they're panicking over this next thing that they keep saying is mild. Don't panic. It's not hospitalizing anyone. It hasn't hospitalized anyone that I know of. So, I don't know. So, yeah, I was going to say, basically, it almost sounds like we can just sit back and say, nah. Because they're not going to do anything anyway. They want us to do the work for it. They want to be dictators for us and everything like this and have all this power, but they want us to do the work for it. Let's see what else. A hero. This came across my feeds today. I'm not going to play the audio on it. Well, maybe I will. This guy here did a portrait of Bill de Blasio.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give...
And it's epic. It is epic. This guy is a hero, in my opinion. Let's see. I guess I can do the audio. Hopefully you can hear it. Let me move this over so you can see it a little better. All right, here we go. You ready for this? This is awesome.
Give you the official portrait of the 109th mayor of New York City. This is an ass, and this is a hole.
Actually, that looks familiar, doesn't it? It's like almost every politician on the planet right now. The audience is almost as funny as the portrait. I love it. I love it. I love it. Hero, savage beast, savage whatever it is. Yes, yes, yes. That was awesome. Oh, man. This is so much fun. It really is. I watch all of this stuff. The best part about it is I get to share it with everybody now. My husband laughs occasionally at this stuff, but most of the time he's busy. All right, let's see. Did you try to call me, Wade? I see it. I don't know what all of this stuff means. I'm still learning how to do this. Of course, there's my phone number. Let me holler it out for you. 409-877-1243. Or if you want to video chat me, you can Skype me on, let's see, it's ldghwih at gmail.com. That's Laura the Goddess, here's what I heard, if you need an anagram with it. Let's see. Spoiler alert, it's just another flu. Yeah, it was, yeah. Pastor Shadley, my mother woke me up with a pan of hot grease and then I fell down the stairs and my shoes flung off. That's terrible. AOC in her hole, yes. Bottom half could double for VP. Yes, that's true. Too small for... You guys are so naughty. Oh, okay. Here on YouTube, Anthony says, I hear that Jason Q is looking for a new YouTube channel to chat with. Send him my number. I can't Skype. I got face for radio. Actually, I do too, but here I am. Woohoo. All right. Somebody's calling. Let's see if I can... Can you hear me, Wade?
Yeah, can you hear me?
I sure can. Can everybody hear Wade?
Okay, I muted your channel, so there should be no feedback, and we'll just talk this way.
Oh yeah, there's a big delay. So when you call me, shut down turn the volume down on the feed, and then you can actually listen to yourself right after we hang up, pretty much.
But no, I can listen to you through Skype and respond in real time and be more natural.
Oh, well, yeah, that's actually for the rest of the audience. I didn't mean you. I know.
Oh.
That's why I was saying, when you do call me, turn down the feed so that you don't get confused, because there's a delay. In fact, from what I could counted when I first started this up before I went live, the delay is about 12 to 15 seconds, believe it or not. But that's just my...
I think it's even more than that.
Oh, well, that's just my horrible
I'm watching
bandwidth.
I'm watching your stream, and I'm not even on there yet.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I guess it gets slower and slower and slower. Hey man, I gotta
It's
work
a
with what I
learning
gotta
curve.
work with, and I'm sure you heard me tell
I
you.
know it.
I'm sure you heard me tell you that AT&T is taking their sweet ass time trying to get what is it, fiber optic out here. But I live out in the middle of the woods anyway, so I'm really surprised they're even doing it right now.
All right, well, just one side thing. Bottoms up, y'all.
Yes,
Everybody.
everybody,
Bottoms up.
drink them if you got them.
Drink them, smoke them. It don't matter. Get rid of them.
There you go. There you go.
Quick question: are you planning on covering any of your or any of the Marjorie Taylor Greene release that she did?
I wasn't aware of another release that she did.
Yeah, she just recently on the 7th did a press release for the commission on January 6th. And the prisoner the prisoner well-being and how they're being treated and all this BS about no bail whatsoever. They're not allowed bail, period. It's unconstitutional.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, if you're not going to be covering it, then I just wanted to bring it up that probably sometime tomorrow I will be not only uploading the full press release, but let me tell you, she gets on fire.
Well, I like
Going
her. I
after
like her
me.
anyway. She is more like
So do I.
she's more like the typical American, business owner, kids, family, pretty much kind of normie like. Except for she's dynamic, and actually, it really and truly all it does take is for a normie to step out of themselves once in a while. Everybody actually can be and has the potential to be great. They just have to do the
Pastor,
work. It
I
takes
have-
a lot of work, and you have to shut yourself off to all of the outside. You can't do that, and you're this, and you're an idiot, and it's just you have to do it.
Pastor, I've got a copy already, but thank you for the offer. I'll be editing it and finalizing it tomorrow and probably uploading it. I'm getting to play with some new software. It's DaVinci Resolve, and I've been certified in the Adobe Suite, and I'll tell you what, this DaVinci Resolve is free to download, and yeah, and it stacks right up to After Effects and Premiere.
Oh, okay. Well, I wasn't actually aware of anything that was going on, but I definitely will look into that because I do like Marjorie Taylor Greene. Actually, to be honest with you, like I say, everything that's been going over my feed lately has either been that idiot Seth Rogen or Jesse Smollett. In fact, I finally saw one.
I hate to interrupt you, hon. Red Dawn Radio. I've seen the Odysee post on that. I haven't had a chance to look into it. If you've got info on that, shoot me some links and I will get something up immediately about Rumble threatening to sue Odysee.
Yeah, I saw the
I return the show back to you.
yeah, I saw the little thing come up when I got on Odysee this morning or this afternoon about it. I'd seen something on Rumble about, wasn't it this like a defamation case or something?
I don't know. I haven't had a chance or an opportunity to look into it myself.
Oh, okay.
So I really don't know. I've been working diligently on this Marjorie Taylor Greene video.
Oh, okay, great. Well, I was going to say when you put it out, I'll go ahead. I'll share it too.
Yeah, go for it. Like I said, she goes on fire. Some stupid reporter asked her a really messed up question.
They always do.
Another one, yeah. and another one of the gentlemen up on the stage actually had to almost yank her off of the podium so that he could talk so she could cool off a little bit.
I was gonna say, is it her? Oh no, it's Bobert that's been ragging on Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib, which I think is awesome. Finally, these people,
Yeah, that's
everybody's so
Bobart.
damn afraid of being called a racist that they don't hold anybody responsible for their damn actions. It doesn't matter what color you are. If you're an asshole, you're an asshole.
I tell you what, I'm a middle-aged, all right, maybe a little beyond middle-aged white male, and I hate everybody equally.
There you go. Yeah, I don't discriminate either when it comes to that. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. We covered Josie Smollett. Actually, to be honest with you, I think he got what he deserved. I can't believe anybody actually believed that crap to begin with. Just the first two lines of it was like, "There's no fucking way."
Well, you know, one of the guys was his ex-lover.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the part I was talking about where I didn't really need to know that. It actually solidified his guilt as far as that goes, in my opinion. But at the same time, they could have sugarcoated that a little bit. Ugh. Just the thought of two guys sitting there doing that with each other. Just what the hell? What are you, 15?
Well, then again, you have to question Smollett's or Smollett, however you want to pronounce it, his mentality to begin with, to even sit there and lie to the public, lie to the court, lie to the jury, and still believe what he's trying to sell them.
You know, he's an actor. And actually, he's not really even a very good actor. To me, he's an actor.
He's a piss poor actor.
Well, I was going to say, and on top of that, to me, he's an actor that tried to take up directing, and he failed miserably. He tried to come up with this stuff and direct them to do this, and they even practiced it.
Is my camera even up on the stream? I've got the stream blocked.
Actually, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Here, I can put you up there.
I'll kill the video. That way I can roll a cigarette.
Oh. Okay, yeah, I was gonna go ahead and share it. For some reason, it gives me two pictures. If you want to,
did we work on that? Did I actually explain how to do that the easiest way in OBC or OBS?
Yeah, I handled it.
Okay.
What was the one count in which he was not guilty? Do you know what that is, Wade?
I heard the announcement I heard was what they released right outside the courthouse, and they said all counts he was found guilty.
Well, I saw one. Well, we can look that up real quick, maybe. Let's see if let's see if this thing will do any bandwidth. Okay. Do you see yourself?
If not, let me know. I'll look it up.
Share. Yeah, why don't you look it up? Is anyone else calling through? I don't see anybody else calling through. I couldn't tell if they were anyway.
Give me a second. I'm rolling a cigarette.
All right.
Come on.
All right, let me look that up real quick. Here, I'll Google that for you. Actually, I don't Google anything. I use
I don't Google shit.
Use DuckDuck. Let's see.
Yeah.
What charge?
Same here.
Was Jussie not charged for? Let's see if that works. What did he face? Guess I could spell it right.
You shouldn't have to if you got a good dictionary.
What's that?
So you shouldn't have to as long as you got the dictionary set up right.
Oh.
I know. I normally type in three of the letters, and the rest of it comes up.
Oh, I can't stand that.
5 of the 6 charges. Yeah, he did get off on one.
5 or 6 counts of orchestrating fake hate crime against himself. I don't know. Would they feel sorry for him at one point for something?
Disorderly conduct, but was acquitted on the 6th, according to jurors. It took just over 9 hours, spread over 2 days, for the jury to reach their verdict in the case. The disorderly conduct charge is a Class 4 felony that carries a prison sentence of up to 3 years, but experts have said that the actor would likely be placed on probation in order to perform community service.
Yeah.
Which means a slap on the wrist.
Yeah, he ain't gonna get nothing. In fact, I saw a headline where he's actually planning his return to Hollywood and on the screen and everything like that again. I put it this way.
I'm sure him and Alec Baldwin could co-star in a show.
I don't know. I don't think I would hire either one of them for anything. I wouldn't trust them again. Well, I never trusted Baldwin as far as I could throw him from day one. He's always, like I said before, he's always been an arrogant asshole to me.
I'm sorry, was that a little dark?
What? No.
No,
actually, to be honest with you, you're probably predicting the future, my friend. All right, man, call me.
It wouldn't be the first time.
The lines are open. Just because I'm talking to Wade doesn't mean you guys can't call. He can give somebody else a chance. Right, Wade?
No doubt. You can hang up on me anytime.
Claiming aggravated assault because he was technically assaulted. Well, yeah, he was, but he paid for it. Personally, I think that was the most. I
personally think he should. Some of his charges should have fallen under prostitution.
On YouTube, Haley Cantor asks me, what happens now? Does he go to jail? More than likely, no. Basically, since he's got a clean record before this and everything like that, they're going to give him some probation. Like I say, he's already planning on his return to Hollywood, and more than likely, he's written some songs or some stuff, because he's like a singer and stuff too. In fact, I got to tell you, if you follow me, you've seen a few of my videos where I talk about the main rule of show business or celebrity or especially the big time like that. And the rule is no publicity is bad publicity and no publicity is bad publicity. So in other words, if you get no publicity, that's bad. But if you get
Exactly.
But if you get any kind of publicity, that's not bad. So no actual publicity is bad publicity, and getting no publicity is bad publicity. So so basically, like I said before, and this was my question: was it worth it, Mr. Smollett? Was it? You've lost your job, you lost a bunch of friends, you've lost credibility, you've now almost lost your freedom. I'm sure you're out a whole bunch of money. Was it worth it for your 15 minutes of fame? Because he literally followed that rule, and he's famous now, because I had no idea who the hell he was before all of this came up. None. And so now, now what? He's not going to go to jail or anything like that, but I guarantee you there's a whole lot of people that ain't going to fucking look at him twice again. Let's see. Haley asked...
I won't spend money to go watch any of his movies.
Was he even in a movie? He was just a television star.
He's an actor, right?
Yeah, but as far as I know, he was just a television star. He was in that all black cast. Oh
shit.
Empire or something.
I don't watch TV.
I don't either. I only know that because that's how they explained it when they first came out with this. That's why I say. I had no idea who the heck he was before all of this stuff came out. Like I say, he followed the rules of show business, but it kind of backfired on him. He's actually famous, but he's not famous like he wants to be or like he intended to be.
Did you by any chance see that one rapper? He came out with a video and he flat out said, at a certain point in your career, if you are going to be successful, you are going to be placed with three choices. To the left, you've got the Satanistic shit. To the right, you've got the homophobic shit. And in the center, you're going to go down the road all alone by yourself. I chose the middle road. And that video really did strike a chord with me. I really felt for the guy. I really did.
What can you say? That's why I think that's one of the reasons why there's so many indies now and why they're struggling so hard in Hollywood, because essentially, you see what we're doing right here? You see me on the screen? Anybody can become famous now. And it's taking a lot of attention away from these other people. That's the reason why they're saying such crazy things. I mean, why do you think Cher gets on Twitter and starts talking BS all the time? She knows she's a has-been.
Famous.
Yeah.
All I want is some damn beer money.
Well, you see me. I'm a famous nobody. That means I don't take any of this that seriously. My main goal is to get people out here talking, having the conversations like we used to, because that's really and truly the only way to get things done. I mean, they put that as the First Amendment. There's a reason that's the First Amendment.
That is what the Salty Army is completely about.
Yep.
As long as there's people like yourself, myself, Red Dawn, 451, Pastor Shadowley, Battle Cracula,
Crackgalactica.
The list just goes on and on and on, and it's growing every day.
Oh yes.
But everybody thinks that we have the hard job, and no, we don't. All we have to do is be creative. The hard job is done by all those people that are watching us.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Spreading the word, sharing our content, getting the truth out there. Those are the real soldiers.
Yeah. Well,
we are is creative.
Yeah. Well, trying to get people that aren't usually paying attention. Like I say, most people are living their lives. They've got a family to feed. They got a house to take care of. They got bills to pay. Politics isn't one of their things. And unfortunately, the politicians and the media and the schools and everything else have made absolutely everything political now. And a lot of these normies are like...
Everything.
A lot of these normies are like, what? How do I do this? Let's see. Haley says, would love to see more of your videos. I'm subscribed, but they must be blocked. That's a big possibility. YouTube, in the last, 4 or 5 months, I have only had the same 330, I think, or 350 subscribers for the last 4 or 5 months, maybe even 6 months now. I think I think they probably don't like my opinion on trans women in sports, but I'm sorry, I'm not changing that. In fact, one of my things about that is only us women are going to be able to stop that by refusing to play with these men.
I hate to agree, but I do.
Don't hate to agree. It's right. It's just right. I mean, you now have this guy, this swimming guy.
It's a bro thing.
Huh?
It's a bro thing.
Okay. Well, you now have this swimmer that had competed with the men, and evidently he was no great shakes because you didn't hear anything about him or anything like that. He wasn't winning anything or whatever, and now all of a sudden he's a woman and he's kicking everybody's ass. He's getting ready to take a UFC champion or some shit like that. And it was like, what?
That's not a man. That's an it. We have to agree on certain definitions. There is male, there is female, and there is it. Period.
Well, I've actually met some its, and they're not quite like this. This, to me, is, well, like I say, and I've said it before, and I won't change my mind on this. I can't think of anything more misogynistic than a man dressing up as a woman, acting like a woman, and getting more rights, and being touted as better than any woman out there. I'm sorry, but no.
You can thank women for that, and
well, that's why I said what I said.
Misogynistic men.
Well, that's why I say. That's why I said what I said.
Men.
Only us women can fight against this and just say no, because they're literally obliterating women when it comes right down to it. Between the sports and the fact that every one of them now that has come out and done all this has won some kind of an award in the women's division. I mean, hell, what was it? Even Chappelle mentioned this. Caitlyn Jenner, the first year she was a woman, she got Woman of the Year. What the hell was that?
Who's Caitlyn?
Caitlyn Jenner? Bruce?
Oh, Bruce Jenner. he was born a man, wasn't he?
Yeah, and he was
He was
an
now
athletic superstar.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about this Caitlyn individual you refer to.
Oh, well, I
as far as I know, she hasn't done anything.
Well, all of this, I do believe, is another one of those things where he stays relevant. The Kardashians kicked him out of their clan because he's a Republican. And all of a sudden, he turns into a woman.
You mean the Kardashians, the left side's distraction device?
Yeah. Well, as I say, the Kardashians kicked him out of the family, so all of a sudden, I'm a woman now. And I'm sure that they paid him. In fact, he was given his own reality show. He was made Woman of the Year. They made all kinds of big fuss about it. And I still... Well, I still think that he's the one that they're talking about on WikiLeaks. I did a video about this too, WikiLeaks. Where they're basically saying that there are people that are doing this trans thing, and they're still living the life of Riley, screwing every female that they can get a hold of. You know what I'm saying? So it's a ruse.
See, that's kind of the point I'm going at, because don't get me wrong. Back when I was growing up, I had a gig doing sound and lighting for the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and we would always have an after party. And of course, plenty of individuals who preferred their own kind, if you know what I mean, would show up at the parties. But it was like, as soon as I said, no, I'm straight, they wouldn't even hit on me. They'd joke around, and I could joke around with them, and nothing was taken offensive. And we've gone from that to this.
Oh.
In a matter of what?
I was going to say, you're talking about that. I was actually one of the... I don't know if they even use this term anymore, and I'm sorry if it assaults anybody, but I actually, throughout my teens, my late teens, my early 20s and early 30s, I was the biggest fag hag you could meet. They flocked around me for some reason. We always had a blast, though. Never had any problems with that. In fact, I got a little bit of a story. Of course, you know, I was a musician for over 20 years, and you go into some of these places and everything like that. The actual person that scared me the most, that I thought that I was going to be hurt by the most, was this dyke. She followed me into the bathroom and pushed me up against the wall like some dude would have did, and told me I'm going to have you.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck you.
I'm like, I don't
not
think
you,
so.
Not you, sweetheart.
No,
Fuck
I
her.
know, but that was, and I got to tell you, that was more scary to me than any encounter I've ever had with any man.
I bet.
Because there was nobody. There wouldn't have been anybody there to save me.
And you have no idea how far she's willing to go.
Well, she looked like she was getting ready to digitally rape me. I had to push her off, and luckily somebody else came out of one of the stalls. So after that, I told my partner at the time, and he went and told security. They kicked her out, but oh my God, that was the scariest thing I've ever gone through when it comes to that. Because people, when you're doing that kind of thing, people will approach you. I've heard some of the dumbest stories, and I've also heard some of the greatest stories in my life, doing live music and everything like that. But whew, that was a scary one. And it was scarier, I guess, because it was kind of at the beginning of that career too. I'd only been doing it for about a year at that point. I never expected that. I knew that the girls were usually very forward with the guys, but I'd never had that experience. I didn't think it was going to happen to me.
No, you got attacked by a bull dyke.
I did. That was a trip. It was a trip. So anyway, let's see. Haley asks, "What do you think?"
Anybody else gonna call in? Come on now.
Yeah, somebody call in. I'll answer it. I'll hang up on Wade. Not that I'm doing that out of malice or anything. Anyway, Haley asks again. She says, "What do you think is the future of women's sports or even beauty contests?" Well, you're seeing it. I think it's probably going to be. It's probably going to be just them. Eventually, it's going to be nothing but a bunch of guys that dress as women or that want to be women. Personally, I think they should have their own. They should have their own league if this is what they want to do, because they're really.
Can I inject a little?
Yeah, go for it.
The future with sports, I see the high income that they make as being lost. I'm gonna venture out there and say in the future people are not going to be willing to buy a product just because an athlete endorses it. Therefore, they're going to lose revenue. They're not going to be making as much money, or at least they'll be making the same amount of money as the female leagues make now, which is next to nothing. Everybody's sick and tired of watching this woke BS. And after college, I don't see a lot of professional sports hanging through and surviving this.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say also, too, you've seen on these beauty contests and all that other thing, too. Wasn't it the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition? Didn't they have a trans person on that?
Yeah,
it's like we're looking at a bunch of men. What happened to wanting to look at women?
They did a complete fucking magazine on trans.
Okay, yeah, as I say,
how many did they sell?
How
many of that magazine did they sell?
Oh, I have no idea. I didn't look into it. All I was like is like they're gonna lose their ass.
12%.
Well, like I say, what's their audience?
Income.
Yeah, think about what their audience is. Their audience is a bunch of guys. And the thing is they did this and they blame the guys for not liking it. It's like, I'm sorry, but sticks don't go together. Most guys don't want another guy. Now that's cool
There's
if you
want
want that.
Saber joke there, but
well, yes, I say. But, I mean, it's cool if you want that, but you know what? There's actual magazines for you. There's literal magazines for you. You can make anything you want. You can do anything you want. Why do you have to take over everybody else's stuff? That's the thing I have a problem with. Nobody's being, in my opinion, nobody's being oppressed like they keep telling everybody. Nobody cares if you do it, but if you do it to the extent where you're taking other people's rights away, then I have a problem.
See, a few years ago, back in, I'd have to say 2006, 2007, I had a neighbor. He was a transvestite. He slept with women. He liked to dress up in women's clothes and go outside. Nobody judged him. Nobody cared.
Yeah, well, see, that's a different thing, though, too.
he didn't impose on anybody else and demand to be seen and demand to be respected.
Right.
He was who he was.
Right.
Period.
Right. Well, that's a different thing. In fact, they don't even mention cross-dressers anymore. If you decide, even as a little boy now, if you decide you want to wear a dress or you want to dress up something else and everything like that, all of a sudden you're a trans person. It's bullshit.
Just because, and trust me, I don't, but because of him, I think of it as just because you like to wear women's clothes, okay, that's fine, whatever, twist your Twinkie. A lot of times it may not be a sexual fetish, it just may be a psychological
Exactly.
fix.
Yeah, exactly.
And the guy always had females over. I never once saw him have a date with another guy. Never.
Good. It's another thing that makes me mad about this too is that I follow a couple of lesbians on here, and the reason I follow them is because they've been labeled as TERFs, which means they're lesbians. They don't want a dick, no matter if it's a female dick, which is ridiculous, or a male dick. That's the whole point of lesbian. But now even they're being ridiculed and downed and all that stuff because they don't want to date trans people. And the thing is that most of these trans people haven't had bottom surgery. So they're, if you're going to do it, do it. Be it. But don't sit there and act like it. Don't do the work for it and then turn around and try to make people guess. Because you're basically essentially waiting for people to be wrong so you can at them. And that's wrong too.
Did you see the damn video with the pronouns? I prefer to be called knee, near, and mean. Now they're just making fucking words up.
Well, so I say, first of all, I don't remember asking. Second of all,
I don't care.
Second of all, I don't care. And third of all, if that's the case, if you're that complicated, guess what? I think I'm going to avoid you after this.
No wonder you're single.
Yeah, exactly. They can't figure out why nobody wants to be by them, but they mistreat everybody just by virtue of doing that junk right there. Do you have a name, my friend? How about if I call you by your name?
Hi, Bob.
Actually, does anybody watch Gothics? Gothics had a perfect exclamation for this too. She said basically when you're using somebody's pronouns, you're literally talking about them while they're not standing there. So what difference does it make what difference does it make how you refer to them as long as the person you're talking to understands who you're talking about? So they want to literally control your language when they're not even there.
Come on, people. We can do more than one person just calling in as well.
I think they're
If
enjoying
you
the
call
conversation.
in, you can use Skype or you can use the phone number that's running down below in the banner.
Yes, thank you.
Feel free to call in anytime.
Yes, please. Please. This is the whole point of this is for people to call in. In fact, where you at, Red Dawn? You were my first caller last time. Really appreciate that. Also, to American Citizen, if you're out there, I checked out your videos. They're awesome. The only thing I'm curious as to why you were so dark when you had yourself in the corner. I couldn't see you.
Not everybody likes the attention.
Well, now he looked great when it was just him. When it was just him in the like this, like when he did this. He looked good. You could see him.
Let's just say American Citizen likes to be mysterious.
Oh, okay.
He's good people, though. He really is.
So far I haven't met a bad salty army person. You guys are awesome. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this. You guys are an inspiration as far as that goes, also too. But I feel like I'm part of a great family, and also a movement, a good movement that's going on. We're saving our country. Come on, buddy.
Have you been eating your bran?
No. I don't eat bran.
That's why you crave a movement.
Oh, here's Bonkers. I don't know why he all of a sudden wanted to be in the show. I couldn't get him to be in any of my videos or any of my shows, but now all of a sudden he's in my lap. There's my baby Puddy. He'll be
Well,
two.
I'm so far behind. Get him up in the camera. I
him.
haven't had a chance to see him.
Oh, you'll see him in a minute. He's right here. He's enjoying his little chin scratch. Anyways, any of you guys out there still listening, please give me a call. The number is 409-877-1243. In fact, I like Skype because, oh, here's somebody.
There you go. I need a beer.
All right, 718. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. This is Hallie.
Oh, hello.
I'm watching your show. Yeah, hi. I'm at work, so it's hard for me to call in. Yeah, but I enjoy listening to whoever that guy was. But I just wanted to say, the subject of trans. I was the one who brought up, the future of the all these shows that these that were, which relied on the traditional gender division, and I think, like you said, I just think it's heading down the. It's all heading down the toilet. There's no other way to say it. I wish I could be more refined.
Yeah, well.
To me, it's a sign of desperate. I mean, Playboy magazine. I think they folded since then. I don't know. They had I think they had a cover photo thing of transgender people, which made me kind of wonder if that was sort of an act of desperation.
Wow, even Playboy's doing it now?
Losing their viewers. They did it a while back. I don't even know are they still even in publication now. But usually it's like an act of desperation, like you were saying earlier, with gender, was suddenly being, dumped by Kardashian, and then this is sort of a need for attention or profitability. Now, what's bothering me is like you said, the mainstream. I work in both publishing and library science, and it has very much infiltrated. Looking at the selection of juvenile fiction, besides also race, big obsession now. Race, the white man bad kind of a thing. But the next thing is it's got to be it's either an openly gay or transgender person in a lot of the fiction. It's disturbing. To me, I like to recommend books for the library or for publication.
Well, who's writing all of this stuff?
Well, that's the $1 million question. I was kind of wondering. I'm just as bewildered as you. I mean, who is really buying this? I mean, are they really making that much money? Because I'm also thinking of Hollywood right now. They've been repeatedly put out this garbage stuff to me it is. Well, is anybody really watching it? Or buying it? I get the feeling like these people. This was said on the show. I don't know if this Irish guy has a show. Why is this a thing? And he was surmising that probably they have deep pockets. These people, and they
somebody does, yeah.
Anymore
yeah.
Yeah, maybe they're just so desperate to get their agenda. They don't care if they're if it's basically throwing money down the sewer. But they can. I mean, I wish I had that kind of money to spend like a drunken sailor. But I just wondered if this is what they're. The last, I think, especially since Biden got in office, I feel like I've been living in the twilight zone, but I've been watching or reading about. Maybe I shouldn't, but it's so surreal. But I'm the shows of the media. But now, I mean, sports, the beauty pageants. I was never really into watching that anyway. But
me neither.
It's so absurd. How are they? But how do they get away? Why are they allowed to get away with it? Can't there be a legal precedent to say I think the Olympics don't the Olympics doesn't the Olympic Committee have rules, straight rules like about your biological gender only.
They did, I think.
I
think they did up until that Australian or that New Zealand weightlifter. And it's weird too because that person was getting ready to take all the titles and then they choked. Or seemed to choke.
Yeah.
They seemed to choke.
Yeah.
I personally think they might have done it on purpose because, yes, there was a lot of clap back for it, for what was going on. But also, too, that person now looks like more of a victim. And that's what's making the money for these people right now.
Yeah, well, they're so manipulative. And it's like turning... I don't know. I'm Jewish. We have a saying that people who are kind to the cruel end up becoming cruel to the kind. That they're sort of like twisting it around to make just the innocent, to make these people like victims and heroes. And I'm going, but to me these people are perverse. But if I were an athlete or actress or contestant in a beauty contest, I would quit. I know it's easier said than done. You may need the money, you may enjoy your work, but I think that it's creating a lot of situations for people being. That guy that you were talking to, that said that endorsements are going to drop like flies.
Because nobody really is interested in these people. The only time they seem to have any kind of attention, and I'm watching the same thing happen with somebody as great, supposedly, as LeBron James. Instead of doing something cool or being nice, he's always mean, rude, nasty, or acting like some kind of a victim. That's the only thing that seems to get him attention.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's what bothers me. It's very certainly unhealthy. I'm going back to Smollett. I didn't watch the case so closely, but I don't know if he made himself look, sort of like the wrong one. There was that Elizabeth Holmes, the one who ran that. It was that blood Theranos. Yeah, I think that she started crying in court. And she was trying to exploit a victim thing. To say that she was whether she had an abusive boyfriend or what. And I'm going, what the hell does that have to do with the fact that you scammed people and played with lives?
Yeah, well, that to me makes her look very weak.
But I feel like we're in the age of this. We've always had psychopaths, and unfortunately, I grew up around a lot of these people, but I've never seen like such a. It's almost like I don't say evil triumphant. I have never seen these people, just such brazen behavior. They really, but then they're being cheered on as some kind of hero. So I'm going like, if I were, again, it's easier said than done. If I were an athlete or an actor, I would quit. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to compete against the transgender. To me, some people are more lenient toward. I think they're mentally ill. So I don't want to do anything to cater to a mental illness.
Yeah. Well, also too, people have been threatened. They get threatened to be called names and things like that. If you don't agree, you're intolerant and all this. And it's not that. And the thing is, it's not that I'm intolerant, but how in the world do you expect me to compete against this person? This person has got 20 leagues on me already, and if there's no chance of me ever winning, why try? Why even bother? Basically, it's more of a waste of time trying to compete against him and trying to win against this person than it would be to go and try and do something else. Not to mention the fact there's no amount of money worth your soul.
I know. Well, to me, I think I'm thinking a lot of people more concrete than mine, and that you're concerned about the competitive advantage, or as somebody using a restroom, the question of modesty, just not. To me, it's just simply, I don't want to cater to somebody with a mental illness.
Yeah, well, I've never known anybody to compete.
I think I was around too much of it. Yeah.
I've never known anybody to compete to lose. And basically, that's what you'd be doing as a female. I'm with you. I'd quit.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, but it's not even just even if they somehow level the playing field, like this. you're not a man. You're not a woman. You're not a man. Maybe not much of a man to begin with, but you're not a woman. I don't want to play against you. I don't care if you want to let me win. I don't want to play against you. You're nuts. So I have like a more abstract view that I don't want to cater. I don't want to cater to these people. And I once said that at a dinner table, and oh boy, the dinner went over like a lead balloon. I think like guy was liberal. I just said if I were a parent, I think I wrote that in the chat thing. I'm not a mother, and I wouldn't want my kids around that.
Yeah, well, I'm tolerant.
Likewise, even the gay couple.
Yeah, I'm tolerant. I'm tolerant until you become intolerant of me. At that point, I don't need you anymore. It's tit for tat. If you don't want to be equals, then no.
Yeah. Well, they don't bother. I sort of go by the don't ask, don't tell. But it is becoming problematic when they're imposing now at the library. I work in a religious institute, and we have a library. I mean, we have secular and religious books, but they're trying to bring in speakers that are very left wing because of the management. They're bringing in a lot of left wing types. So it's a problem for me as somebody, one of my superiors. Like we host book talks, and we're going, well, we don't really want to bring in a certain, element. I will not ban their book or to prevent them anywhere from speaking, but I don't want anything to do with them. But unfortunately, I think people are going to find as it encroaches.
Yeah, well, the First Amendment,
more on the personal.
The First Amendment gives you that right. That's part of it as well.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm seeing they're trying to dismantle, speaking of religion, they're going to tell you the Bible's racist, sexist, homophobic, whatever. I've always been laissez-faire. I never gave it. That's what irks me about this whole thing. That 20, 30 years, I never gave a damn about these people. Like,
right.
But why? Especially with the transgender. Why now? Why are you bothering us? Why do you need to put it on display? I never. It's. So I think that we have to. Maybe more conservatives. Maybe have to take a stand. But I think that again, going back, what I said. I think the thing is to really at the very least resign. I will not. Hi, how you doing? Hi. If I were an actress or whatever, I just don't want to be around. I think Hollywood's was very much headed that direction. What are we going to do about the Oscars? Best actress, best actor. I mean, I think MTV, which I never really watched and never liked, I think they're going to just sort of. I think they sort of did away with the whole gender, category and so I don't know if Hollywood. Somebody else. It was not. Was not really technically, biologically speaking, an actress. Why are they being nominated for Best Actress? So I can see that direction. I think there's. I think all these awards, these institutions are being, sort of this, very insidious, being dismantled. I heard in Chicago, the public school system, they did away with separate gender bathrooms. Am I correct? Do you know about that at all?
No. They started out as family bathrooms, but they decided, I guess, to use them for their political gain. Because I can remember everybody had a family bathroom because people were complaining about that. Yeah. Sometimes fathers had to change diapers and stuff too, and they would do family bathrooms because they only had the diaper changers in the female bathrooms. But this is actually what goes back to what I said earlier about the fact that they're doing this because they want the control, but they want us to do the work for
control. I know. These people are evil. That's why I've lost sympathy. I even feel similar with BLM. I initially had sympathy. I think just for the idea that blacks should be treated with dignity.
Yeah, well, it's actually kind of hard to have sympathy for somebody that just wants you gone.
I know. Well, that's what they've been saying now. they hate anybody, hate straight people, white people. What? I mean, yeah, well, they'll complain that I'm full, that I'm projecting. I'm full of hate, So yeah, it's very, it's certainly dismaying to see. But I'm just saying, I hope that there are more people like you. I appreciate. And so yeah, again, for some reason I didn't get your videos. I'm subscribed, but I don't know if they're.
Oh well, like I say, I think YouTube. I don't think YouTube likes me too much. But if you want to catch me, I'm on all the other alts. In fact, one of my favorites is Odysee, and I'm actually live feeding on there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you on Rumble or
I am.
Those, or,
I'm on Rumble as well.
Yeah.
I'm on Rumble. I'm on BitChute.
Yeah,
I'm on Odysee. I'm trying to get on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get on Pilled, but it's hard to get on Pilled. But I got to have more followers and stuff like that to get on Pilled, I think so. And I'm not on. I don't live stream on Rumble because that's a pay service at the moment. I can't really afford that yet. But also too, right now I'm straining my system with just the 2 live feeds because I don't have a huge bandwidth going out right now. So it was great talking to you, Haley. I hope you get to find some more of my videos and everything. I talk about everything and anything, mainly because they've made everything and anything political. So why not?
I know. I never, and by the way, I was like the most, I was just kind of laissez-faire. I was used to be very passive, like 10, 20 years. I never thought I'd be so like riled up. And I saw you once after you, Brian Logan. I think that's how I got your, once I heard you guys subscribed. And I wish you good luck.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I can't do it without folks like you. So keep tuning in and keep calling. And please share with your friends and everybody. Let them know that I want people to call in and get their voices out there. Because I know that not everybody can do a broadcast like this. And I am only one person, but I want everybody else to call in too. Because they listen to us when we speak up.
Yeah, I think a lot of people now are getting. I am seeing a trend. A lot more people, like I said, getting on YouTube and others because I think we're fed up. It's just like, anyway, listen, I got to go to work, so I've got to go. Okay, nice talking to you.
Thanks so much for calling. Okay. Stay tuned.
My pleasure. Bye.
Good night.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. Good shout out to the caller there. Thank you for calling me, Hallie. All right. Anybody else? And now a word from our sponsor. Hey, yo! How many of yous out there remember the Vita Meta Vigij... This stuff!
Vitamita Vegemin, Vitamita Vegemin for Vitamita Vegemin, Vitamita Midgemin, Mina Vitamitimax.
Remember how great that product was? Wish you could go back to the good old days of snake oil sales? Well, wait no longer. Hey, yo! I'm Vincenzo Marinera, official spokesperson for Richard's Eat a Bag of products for your health and well-being. Hey, at Richard's Eat a Bagel, we provide you all the best and healthiest products for yous and your family, and all in convenient bags, complete with hand-sized handles. But not if you're Shaq or somebody like that. Hey, yo, that's right. Great big bags of wholesome and healthy hot dogs, eggplants, zucchinis, corns on the cob, sausages, taquitos, popsicles, and even bananas and moondrop grapes. Hey, yo! At Richard's Eat a Bagger, our foods come from the freshest FDA-approved GMO factories around the world for maximum varieties for you. Straight to your table and then your septic system. That is, if you can make it there after our scientifically approved additives, fillers, and hormones liquefy your organs. Hey, I'ma show you all the folks that devour and adore our yummy, yummy products and what they have to say about Richard's Eat a Bagel.
if we, where we,
True international effort to pressure.
I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts.
What the hell? What is this?
Hey, yo, so get on out there to your local grocery store or Amazon Fresh for your very own great big bag of Richard's Eater bag of food products today. Tell 'em Vincenzo sent ya. Hey, yo, Richard's Eater bagger, just like my birthday person used to make. Oh, hey!
Richard's Eater bagger, patent pending. No Italians or vegetables were harmed during filming of this advertisement. Void were prohibited, may not be available anywhere.
Alright. My commercial makes me crack up. Don't you just love Vincenzo? Maybe I'll have him on the show one day. I'll bring him in to DJ or to cover for me one day if I ever have to. Anyway, I thought I would end the show with some good news, or some actually I told you so kind of news. Patriots Gazette. I saw this come across one of the feeds. I think I was on what is it? The Donald.win or something like that. I think this came across. Report. IRS data proves that President Trump's tax cuts benefited the working class the most. This is something that I've never believed the mainstream media over as far as that goes. It appears that liberal Democrats may want to undo the tax cuts that benefited the middle-class Americans while ensuring wealthy New Yorkers get a big tax cut break. They actually blamed him for doing that. They said Trump was only giving tax breaks for the very wealthy. And so now the IRS comes out with the actual truth. That's what my dad always says. The truth will always out. But this is another reason why I don't believe these people anymore. I stopped believing them a long time ago, though, as you know. All right. One more chance to call in before I say sayonara for the evening. Isn't that something? Let's see if I got anything else. Here's a hero for you. This guy's definitely, if he's not a hero, he's definitely got some balls. In the words of Salty, holy balls. Man arrested for smoking marijuana while in court for a marijuana charge. There's actually a video of this. I think there's a video of this. But yeah, they kind of tackled him but he's standing there in front of the judge and all of a sudden he just lights one up. Like I said before, he's got some balls. 20. His name was, let's see, Spencer Boston had a message and nothing was going to stop him from delivering it, not even jail time. Boston, 20. He's 20 years old. Was in court Monday in Wilson County, Tennessee, facing a simple marijuana possession charge, according to Wilson County Sheriff's Department, Lieutenant Scott Moore. But as he stood to face Judge Hayward Berry, he began expressing his views on why weed should be legalized. Okay, so he's an advocate. He sounds like what do they call those? He's an advocate for the legalization. Boston wasn't done, though. Before he being let out, he turned to the gallery and declared that the people deserve better. He literally pulled out a marijuana cigarette and lit it up. Let's see if they'll play this. But this comes directly from CNN. This happened on January 29th, but it just did come through my site the other day. So anyway, what can I tell you? Let's see. Oh, I had one more thing to show you. Actually, this was pretty cute. You know that the Fox News, I believe, Fox News' Christmas tree was burned down by a vagrant who they arrested and then promptly let out because of their new criminal system up there that doesn't have any cash bail at all. I'm wondering, why do they even bother to arrest anybody in the first place? They put them in the system. I mean, it's not like they're ever going to get any money out of these people, especially if they have this new law now. So, but here's another one of my heroes, Mike Rowe. He's always very calm, very cool, collective, and he's got a fantastic voice.
Mike Rowe here, reporting live from Fox News, where somebody burned down the Christmas tree. Hard to know what to say in a situation like this, other than, in the immortal words of Dr. Seuss, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel." Back to you.
Oops, I forgot to turn the ringer down, but we have another caller real quick. Wade! I was just about to sign off. You called me just in time. What you got to say? I see here that you said you have an update on the threat from Rumble to sue Odysee. Was I right?
Yeah, from Julian Chandra, Chief Executive Officer of Odysee Inc. Dear Mr. Chandra, I request that you immediately retract your company's tweet of December 8th, 2021 at 1:37 p.m., which falsely claims that Rumble has misled its investors with respect to its user engagement statistics, and issue a correction. A copy of this tweet is attached for reference as use your words, Wade. Exhibit A, Rumble's investor presentation, which is available online. I can send you the link. And attached for references as Exhibit B. It includes accurate user engagement statistics based on Google Analytics and Rumble's own measurements. These statistics measure engagement only on Rumble's website and apps and not other websites. Your company's tweet appears to rely on statistics from SimilarWeb, a third-party monitoring site. We believe SimilarWeb involves videos viewed through Rumble's licensed player as part of its statistics. Because Rumble's licensed video player is embedded on other websites, any statistics that include those reviews will show a short average visit and a small number of pages viewed on Rumble's website. They do not accurately reflect the engagement on Rumble's website and apps. We value openness and transparency, so we have not used and will not use SimilarWeb's statistics as part of our communications to investors. For the same reason, we do not use bots to inflate traffic on Rumble. Any claims to the contrary, including your tweet, risk misleading potential investors in Rumble as well as users, partners, and others in the marketplace. Please confirm no later than 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday, December 10th, 2021, that you will retract your misleading tweet and issue a correction.
Sounds like she used to work for Twitter.
Yeah, twatter. If Rumble does not receive a satisfactory response by that time, the company will take aggressive action to safeguard its interests. So basically what this letter is You quoted information from a site we don't want the people that own our stocks to see.
To know about, yeah.
Therefore, we're going to have you take it down, and we're going to have you issue a statement saying you were wrong. Because we don't use that company.
Well, I was going to say they wanted to retract him. Was there an or else?
Now, I just read to you the entire letter.
So
and
just do it.
Sincerely, Michael J. Ellis, General Counsel.
So basically, just do it, or just do it. We're not going to do anything if you don't, but just do it.
Just do it. Make a retraction, change your statement, because we don't use their statistics when we engage conversation with our stockholders.
So I guess we're waiting on Odysee for a rebuttal to that then?
You know what Odyssee's rebuttal is going to be.
Yes, I
yourself.
do. Yes, I pretty much do.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Sit on that motherfucking eggplant. Because I got news for you. We quoted a source. We're not going to retract what that source posted. Go fuck yourself.
Yep.
This is the only reason why I only broadcast on Odysee. It's the only platform I even trust. I have an account on Rumble. You can go look me up.
Yeah,
I have an account on D Live. I have an account on D Live. You can go look me up. I have an account on BitChute. You can go look me up. I have an account on YouTube. You can go look me up.
Yep, I have all of them. And if anybody's out there still listening, that is Wage War. That is WAGE_WARR. I want to thank everybody that came out today. I had, let's see, what did I have? I now have 9 fires. I got 55 followers. It doesn't tell me. Oh, okay, and there's 8 people watching now. That's great. I'm getting more attention than I thought for a beginner. So make sure everybody shares this with the universe. And don't be shy.
Please, get the message out.
Yeah.
Share. Most of us, we don't have social accounts. If we do, they're shadow banned. We need you to post our content.
Yep.
Get the word out.
Well, that's why I have a call-in talk show, because the world needs to hear from everybody. And not everybody, this is the thing now where everybody's online doing this, but not everybody can do this. But you can make a phone call real quick, and it'll be out there. Everybody deserves to be heard, man.
That's called the First Amendment, isn't it?
Yep, that's right. And I'm trying to do my part to make sure that happens, because there's been a lot of people silenced. And I'm pretty sure that I'm even shadow banned or being silenced on YouTube. Like I say, mainly probably because of my stance on the trans thing. But I've known a lot of trans people, and they never acted like this. In fact, I used to work with a lot of drag queens. And to them, it was a lifestyle, but it was also a show. Most of them were just gay guys. But if you even mentioned or looked sideways at a child, they would kick your ass. That was unacceptable. So, and they knew, they would always tell you, we're adult entertainers, we're adult entertainers, we're adult entertainers, period. So I can only imagine, I know that RuPaul is probably biting her lips and her tongue, because like I say, this is not, it was never meant to be a sexual thing. It was never meant to be for children.
RuPaul even said it's not a sexual thing. It's her lifestyle.
Exactly.
And yes, That is one trans that I will call her.
Well, when she dresses up as a female, she actually has both personas. In fact, he'll tell you, I'm a man. He'll tell you right up, I'm a man, and I'm proud to be a man. I love being a man. But he likes to dress up, and he makes a good woman. He looks like a good, But I've also noticed that these ones that are doing like the drag queen story hour and everything like that, I never saw anybody dressed like that. The whole point of drag was to actually look like and emulate as closely as you could a female, a woman. A lot of these people that are doing this drag queen story or anything, they look like clowns. Am I wrong?
I'm just disappointed. Well, I'm just disappointed because now they're saying Jennifer Aniston's a guy.
Who's saying that?
Salty.
Oh, I thought he was kidding.
I don't know. All I know is just that kind of bummed me out.
He's a joker. He's a joker. She is kind of a lefty though, and isn't she like telling people now that?
Oh, she's a full-blown fucking idiot. Doesn't matter. I still like to look at her.
Yeah. Well, once again, she's an actor. And what do actors do? They recite everything and do everything that they're told to do by someone else. Someone else writes their script. Someone else writes the directions for what they're supposed to do when they're acting and everything like that. Yeah, that's another thing about being in that particular kind of business, especially the big times like that. Once you sign that contract with these production companies, they own you. They tell you how to dress.
Do you realize I'm never going to be able to look at Jennifer Aniston the same way again?
Well, find somebody else to look at that way. I don't know. There's tons and tons and tons of ladies out there. I'm sure that there's someone better looking than her.
Where?
All you got to do is be on the internet as far as I know.
I have yet to meet a sane woman.
Well, now I didn't say anything about sane. And I didn't think you were doing anything but other than looking at her. So, of course, I couldn't tell you about anybody else's mental stability other than mine. That's an individual thing. I can give you an opinion based on what I see them do or say, but no, I would never venture to tell you one thing or another about somebody else.
Well, I don't need to say anything. We all know I'm out in left field, so.
Oh, okay. Well, here's a good thing for you to do. Something that you might want to do. Like I say, Salty is just a guy that spews out his own opinion on a lot of this stuff. Basically, I think because...
Oh, I know, but just to mention, it's like,
well,
I'm
here's
never
the
going to
thing.
look at her the same.
Do your own research on it. Don't just believe what he has to say. Do your own research on it.
Jim, that's just it. I started listening to what he had to say and started looking at her like, oh, that could be.
You never know. He said something about Blair White in the same sequence too, I think, which I'd like to meet. I'd like to meet Blair.
Whoa! I dated a Blair White, and not the same one, obviously. I knew this one was 100% female.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's actually quite a common name.
Every time I hear Blair White and I know what they're talking about, I'm like, oh, man.
Well, hopefully it brings back some good memories.
Can we have our lives back? Can NBA players stick to basketball and get the hell out of politics? Can actors and actresses get the hell out of politics and do what they're supposed to do, please?
Yeah, I think we're going to have a revolution, and if you want that to happen, we're probably going to have to make sure that we do our own stuff like we're doing now. That's one of the reasons why it's one of the reasons why I try to come up with skits and different things, and it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this too. Gotta have some counteraction for this stuff.
All right, hon. You do your close out. Thank you for a wonderful stream.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, everybody, make sure you hit like, follow, support, share. Help this young lady out. She, at the least, she